Hello friends from St. Paul's, Adriel Driver here. The Driver family misses you all. We can't wait to see you again. We hope you're doing well. I'm here to give you a little announcement. You may have watched the video from Shelley Hounsell Gray about the exciting virtual event that's coming up called Voices from St. Paul's. In it, she mentioned something called the Holly House, and so I wanted to give you a few minutes introduction to the Holly House. Back in January, the Women's Bible Study watched the full film put out by the Anglican Church called The Doctrine of Discovery. When we learned about the history of the Church's treatment of the Indigenous peoples of Canada, we felt pretty heavy-hearted. And we began to pray about how God might want us to be involved in reconciliation. 2 weeks later, after praying about it, the executive director of the Elizabeth Fry Society of Nova Scotia, Emma Halpern, came to our study and talked to us about the Holly House. It's a home in Dartmouth with 8 beds for women who have been involved in some way in the criminal justice system. The women can stay for 3 months up to a year. While they live there, they are enrolled in school or working a job, and the goal is for them to eventually leave and settle in their own apartment. Some of these women have children who are not usually living at the house with them, but the goal is for them to have a place where their children can join them after leaving the Holly House. We actually visited the Holly House and met the women there, the residents and the staff, and were amazed at the rapport and the hope that is in that house. And we felt that so soon after our prayers for ways that we could be involved in reconciliation, that this was a clear answer, because 70% of the women in prison in Nova Scotia are of Indigenous origin. And the Holly House serves many of these women. So we prayed even more about becoming involved and started to brainstorm ways that we could help the Holly House with needs that they have. The parish council in March approved a proposal that St. Paul's start to support the Holly House. At the time, we knew of certain needs. Women have needs when they move into apartments to furnish their homes, but they also simply need community and support in physical needs and services. And so we thought that the specifics would develop and make themselves clear over the course of this year, 2020. Before social isolation began, we were able to help furnish a woman's apartment, visit the home one time, take a pot of soup, and join in a crafting night. We were able to collect supplies that are much needed for the women and drop them off at the home. We were going to attend a baby shower right before social isolation happened. So that was not able to happen, but during this time, we were able to purchase a stroller for the woman who is about to deliver in a few weeks, deliver a baby. And we've also been able to provide, by email, grocery gift cards, which they really need at this time. Turn over my page of notes. We don't know how our relationship with the Holly House will develop exactly. The pandemic has put that on hold a bit, but we definitely feel called to love and support these women at the Holly House, the residents and the staff who give so much of their time. That would be through personal relationships and providing for physical needs especially. So in summary, we wanted to let you know how we believe God has been leading us and directing us in this, and to invite you to join us in this new work of St. Paul's Parish. That's all for now. We look forward to meeting you again and to being able to do this work in person someday. Bye.